Mountain TV 16. It is Sunday, September 1st, and joining us right here in the studio from the Worthington. Where's Mount Worthington? Mount Washington Observatory is Krissy Fraser. How are you this morning?
Great. Beautiful day out there.
It is, and a great day for Mount Washington, as always.
Yes, no matter what the weather. That's what's cool about it.
That's it. And let's, as we're going to get into some stuff here, but let's do a quick little overview for the uninformed. Shame on you. Uninformed of what the Mount Washington Observatory is all about.
Well, it's the summit of Mount Washington is our observation tower, and we have it's manned by the staff that stay up there 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They observe the weather every hour. They do an observation and they log it, and then they share it with the national weather organizations, and then but it's the only Well, and it's known, it's been up there for 80 years, and it's known for having the highest wind speed recorded by man,
right,
at 231 miles per hour, and they're hoping for that again someday. So,
wouldn't that be cool?
That would be really cool.
That would be really neat in our lifetime. We'd like to see.
But we also do have a lot of, we have a lot of great education programs, and then we have the Weather Discovery Center down here in town that you can kind of go and get a little taste of sort of some of these different little gadgets and things, to little weather instruments, and so it's really just about educating folks about the weather.
About the weather. Yeah. And of course, we live in New England, and weather, of course, is an important part of what we're all about. Mm-hmm. And being up here, and I've lived up here for a bunch of years, every morning, you always look and see what's happening on Mount Washington. Some days it's gone. Yeah. Some days it's crystal clear, and it's one of those things that being able to be up here and have the mountains and Mount Washington right there is kind of a very cool thing.
Yeah.
To be able to be part of it. And I'm a weather geek, so being able to listen to what's happening up there is always a lot of fun. But you've got a lot of things going on.
Yes.
And what's coming up next weekend?
So we're always busy with events, and one of the events we have next weekend, which is sort of one of our signature unique fundraising events, is called the Sunset Soiree, and we gather at the Great Glen Outdoor Center right at the base of the Auto Road. We'll have a little wine tasting there, and then we'll shuttle 120 folks to the summit. The Auto Road is a huge supporter of ours, and they'll be shuttling in their vans.
Oh, not just one car. Okay.
No, there's 12 vans go up. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. That would be entertaining. So we have, the 12 vans buzz to the top, and we'll have champagne and fruit and snacks and stuff at the summit, and we'll do a champagne toast a little after 7 o'clock, and hopefully it's crystal clear and beautiful sunset, but you never know. You never know. And then we'll come back down, and we have this spectacular dinner catered by the Thompson House Eatery in the Glenview Cafe, which is it's the Great Glen Outdoor Center sort of cafe.
Right.
It's just a pretty spot. Yeah, it's beautiful, and so that view looks out to the mountain, and so it's a really kind of unique, special evening. It's really nice.
Well, that's great, and there's still some availability.
There's a few tickets left. I think there's about 10 tickets left.
So you want to hurry.
And you can go online, mountwashington.org, under the event, and you'll see the Sunset Soiree, and you can order tickets right there.
And definitely, that's something you're not going to get anywhere else.
Right. And the food is fantastic, and certainly, just the whole experience, and it's just always a great group of people, and it's a special night.
That's great. And then what else do you have coming up?
And then, well, one of the things in September we have a few things. We have 2 day trips on the COG, and it's so we partner with the COG Railway, and I think there's about 10 seats available on each of those as well. And you go up in the morning with, I think Will Broussard, our education specialist, goes up, and he has some presentation and information he shares with folks on the way. And then when you get to the summit, there'll be a tour of the whole weather station, and you'll meet the observers, and then do some hiking around the summit depending on the weather. Have lunch in the dining room, the private dining quarters where the observers eat and where they live, up there. So it's pretty neat, another sort of unique thing, and a little behind the scenes, and a lot of interesting information, and the trips are always just great. And Will's he's so informed about so many different things. He's pretty fascinating. So there's 2 of those at September 13th and September 20th are those trips, which should be great, because the foliage, probably you'll start to see some.
Absolutely. Well, when you get up into the summits, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're already seeing it now.
Yeah.
It's already starting.
So I think that's exciting. And then there's a geology workshop that's taking place in October. And that should be interesting. It's just about the geology of the White Mountains, which would be, it's a whole day workshop. And then, and then as we go into the winter, we have winter education overnight trips, which are always pretty fascinating because you just never know what the weather is going to be like, and it's always the summit can be pretty wild. And then New Year's Eve is another special event that we host. We bring 8 people up in the snowcat for an overnight on New Year's Eve, and we have like a special catered meal. And just people get to spend the night up there and go outside, and hopefully there's high winds and
what a unique way to bring in the new year.
Yeah, so that's again just something that's not too many people get to do something like that, so it's pretty special.
I mean, the thing is, there's always something going on with the observatory, and you have a great website so you can kind of track the weather and see what's happening with that, but then obviously do that, and also the Weather Discovery Center.
Right. So yeah, especially if folks are in town this weekend, that's the Weather Discovery Center is a free, it's a suggested donation, but you just can go in, and it's great for kids. It's great for, there's a lot of adults that just sort of are fascinated by the weather as well, and they go in and just sort of, like I said, play with some of the different weather instruments. And then there's a great little retail store in there too with some neat things you can sort of take away as
weather gadgets.
Yes,
we love weather gadgets.
So it's and there's a. I believe like 11:15 and 2:15 they do a call from the summit, and the observers call into there's like a little theater, and they can talk to the observers, which is always fun. And maybe Marty will make an appearance. You never know, Marty the cat.
That's a fickle cat. Definitely a fickle cat.
He's unpredictable.
So definitely a lot of, like I said, lots of great things going on. With the summit of Mount Washington and the observatory. And so you have something to give away.
Yeah.
We always like giving away something.
Yes. So this is actually from our signature event. One of our most critical events is Seek the Peak, which just took place a few weeks back in July. It's every summer. It's the 3rd week in July, and it's basically folks register and they raise money for the observatory, and then we have this huge weekend of, you pick a day, you hike to the summit, there's some tours on the summit, we have a big party down here at the Weather Discovery Center, all of our partners get involved, Dieter Mountain Sports, Subaru, Vask, and there's tons of great raffles and giveaways. And this is one of the backpack, the first 500 people to raise $200 for the event get this backpack, and then it's filled with all kinds of goodies. So we have one here today to raffle off, and it says, like, Seek the Peak on the side. So
so definitely a nice prize for somebody to win this morning.
I know, I think so.
All right, so we've got a watch and win question, which it's a mountain-related watch and win question. Maybe not Mount Washington-related. Who knows? So we'll see what that is, and you get a chance to win this great backpack, courtesy of the Mount Washington Observatory.
Yes.
So here it is: 356-6619 is the number to call, and you're going to call and win this great backpack. And what famous New Hampshire landmark was discovered in Thomas Jefferson's final year of his first term of office? So, a little bit tricky here, but this is a good question. So we'll see if somebody knows. Good morning, White Mountains Today.
Hi, good morning, Sandy Mountain.
Really? You're going to do that to us? We get this great question, and then you're going to throw out the answer just like that?
I guess so.
Really? I'm kind of disappointed, I guess. Who's on the phone? Who's on the phone?
This is Kim.
Hi, Kim. How are you this morning?
We're good, thanks.
Well, very good. And where are you calling from? Calling from Bartlett. And you knew that the Old Man of the Mountains was discovered in the final year of Thomas Jefferson's first term of office. Well, there you go. Good. Well, I don't think it was a guess. I think you're knowledgeable, and you're just hiding it. So, but we were hoping to get like 10, 12 callers. Build up a little tension. Everything else. So you've got this great backpack from the Mount Washington Observatory. So hang on the phone. We'll get some more information from you. So Kim knew that it was the Old Man of the Mountains. So wow. Well, there you go.
That was easy.
That was it. I guess we have to go home now.
Okay.
There you go.
So then someone could go back to school with a new
That's
backpack.
it. Well, Kim, thanks. Kim, thanks so much for calling. Krissy, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
And great to see you. And if anybody needs any more information, they can always go to mountwashington.org.
Exactly.
And link to all of the great links that you have. And I think that there's still a few spots on that soiree, so you definitely want to be part of that.
Sunset Soiree.
Well, that's terrific.
Yeah, it's great.
Thanks so much for being here. And